How's it going, everybody? I know I haven't made a video in a while. Been kind of busy, and obviously life catches up. A few little updates. My situation. My daughter's out of the hospital. She's been out since March. I believe March. She was discharged March, but she was staying across the street with her mom at the hospital housing thing. And her mom moved out into an apartment, I believe 2 weeks, or I would say I'm gonna say a month ago, last month, so in July sometime. Now, I live inside, where she's staying now is about 2.5 hours, 3 hours away. It's in Miami. We'll just say Miami. And I'm north of there, near the base up there, right? 3 hours away. And that's the fight. Like right now, that's the fight. Prior to our daughter being discharged, I tried to sit down with her mother and try to reason with her, saying, hey, I'm not saying you gotta live right next to me. You can live a halfway point between the hospital, close to the hospital, and where I'm at. So, it's still within reasonable distance of each other. We can both be in her. I can be in her life and everything else. We can both have going. Just trying to work shit out, trying to be reasonable. And the thing is this, she has no income, so she's at the will of wherever her mother chooses to send her, pay whatever. Her mother and her dad is paying for her. Her mom isn't with her dad and everything else. So her dad lives in Miami somewhere, and her mom lives right now in Haines City, Florida. But she's paying. She gave her car and everything else. So she has no say so on where they move. I mean, I believe she does have a say so, but she has other reasons as to why she wants to be inside Miami or in South Florida. So before our daughter was discharged, she had this, she gave me the impression that she was going to try her hardest to, deal with it, like try to work with the compromise I was trying to bargain with her, right? Nope, that wasn't the case at all. She moved smack dab in Plantation, Florida, which is still about 3 hours away from where I am, and she won't drive up. She won't drive to drop our daughter off. So I'm driving 3 hours to go see our daughter, to go see my daughter, and I don't have her overnight because she's on these medications that, if you see my previous videos, they're anti-rejection medications. She had a transplant, so she can't be without her medication. She has times for these. I think she's on 4 medications now. It's still very, 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 very important for her to take these medications at those specific times. I sent her a message the other day saying, hey, I'm gonna start doing my court-ordered overnights that we both know that I was supposed to be getting. What I've been doing is driving down and spending a few hours with her. I drive down and get there around 1 or 12 or 1, and I drop her back off to her mom right around 8. So 3 hours, and I only have that amount of time with her. And she's refusing to drive to drop her off. Why? I don't know. She's in contempt of court. So that's what I'm dealing with now. We went to court last week to fight over where the proceedings will be at. She lives inside Broward County, but that's not where her primary residence was. It was inside Orlando. The only reason why she's down there is because Bailey got sick. So she's trying to say that, well, this is my permanent residence, which is not. So yeah, we're fighting over that, and we're fighting over what else? It's going to be a whole range of things, like time sharing and everything else. But the main fight is where the court proceedings will be held at. and of course she wants it to be held where she's at, because it's closer, and I want to be held where I'm at, because it's closer. But I mean, I'll keep it where it's been at, Citrus County, but that's 2 hours away from me, and that's 3 hours away from her. She doesn't want that. So basically, what I'm making this video is for this. It's documentation, and do a little venting, and on top of that, to show our daughter that, you know, I have been, and I have always been in your life, and trying to fight for you, trying to fight for more time with you. I'm in the military, you know, so my schedule is all jacked up. My time is all jacked up. I get called in to do random shit at odd hours, so my schedule is unstable, you know, and I don't want her to ever think that I just wasn't around because I didn't want to be around, you know. And I feel like, just like plenty of other baby mamas will fucking do, they'll fucking talk about the father and just badmouth them, so the kids hate them, and then go up for this wrong impression that the dad just didn't want to be there. If I was a deadbeat, I wouldn't be making these fucking videos. I wouldn't even go see my kid. I'll say fuck it, you know. I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't care. Deadbeats don't get the drama. Men, it's always the men who care about their kids who get the drama, who get the baby mama shit. That's how it is. But yeah, that's my current situation right now. You know, she's being difficult. She does, you know, I sent her a text the other day saying, hey, I'm gonna start doing my overnights. Since you're unwilling to drop her off, I'm gonna come pick her up, and I'm gonna come drop her off too, since you're unwilling. And guess what she said? No, not at this time. If any and all visitation changes will have to go through our lawyers. Granted, like I said, in our original order, overnight was what it was. So she's gonna get tipped to court, and I feel like the court will just give her a slap on the wrist and say, oh, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Or if not, I mean, I hope they fine her ass. I hope they put her ass in jail. You know, and that's fine with me. Do it. I don't give a shit. Put that bitch in jail. She needs to go in jail. She needs to have a wake-up call. So that's what I'm dealing with, man. I'm telling you, you men out there, you don't know, man. I'm saying, if you don't ever trust a woman saying that she's on birth control. You know, don't ever do that. Protect yourself at all costs, because you don't want to be liable. You don't want to be in a situation like this, especially if your kid, you know, in a situation where your kid's sick. You gotta deal with the mom and her fucking family on a basis like I've been dealing with. It's annoying. It's annoying, and it's frustrating, and it's something that you don't want to put yourself through. So yeah, that's a recap of what's going on. I'm gonna see if I can continue making these videos, because it's good documentation, and it's good for people who may be going through it. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Peace.